everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie for those who have for some reason forgotten, and this is Books for Us. So today, I want to talk about reading levels. Being a children's librarian, I always get asked when a student comes in or a kid comes in with their parents and says, do you have this reading level? Do you have that reading level? And I have to be like, that's not how we organize it here. So at many of the branches that I've been to or seen, usually we'll have like the easy readers or the early readers that it's like Pete ran or my name is Bob. We have kind of like that section. And then we have like a slightly harder section. So that would be more like Magic Treehouse type books. Some again, this varies library by library which books are in the section, but at my current one, that's where the Magic Treehouse are. Otherwise, like the fairy books, like the food fairies, the meadow fairies, the animal fairies. I don't remember the author's full name. I know it ends with Meadows. Their last name is Meadows. They're kind of thin. Again, those are kind of a step up from the easy readers. And then we have the harder books for kids, which are like, Bud Not Buddy, Harry Potter, Rick Riordan, what else am I thinking of? Oh, Crenshaw, Wrinkle in Time. So we have kind of like that section. Again, it usually varies library by library, but those are generally those are the three sections we have. Again, some people only have two sections. Some people have a section for series because books like the 39 Clues are written by several different authors, so they want all of them together. Anyways, so that's how we organize it. So when kids come in and say, "Hey, do you have a book on this? Like, do you have a book on this reading level?" or however they want to phrase it, I have to explain to them, well, no, we don't have it organized by that. We do have it by this. Again, for us, our easy readers are grades 1 and 2, and then the next step up we call young readers, and that's for grades 3 and 4, and then the harder ones is just our children's fiction, and that's for like grades 5 and above. So I have to explain, like, I actually have to ask them, like, well, we don't do it that way, but what's your grade? I can show you that section, and you can find some in there. There are some books, especially in the easy readers, that'll have like numbers on the side that I think everyone's seen. It's like the 1, 2, 3s. And usually I'll point that out. I'm like, although we do have like this is the first and second grade section, we do have books with the numbers on it. Not everything, but we don't do it by the letters. A lot of the students in my area do it by letters. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. And from there, I wanted to kind of go into, so we did See You at the library. That was my first point. The many, many, many different levels and ways that you can organize reading levels. Now, I was just online. Let me get the page up. And I found this site, I'll link it below, that's called readingatoz.com. Again, I'll put this below. And I looked at their level correlation chart. So there's the reading A to Z level. There's also the grade, which, is a good, like, when you're comparing stuff, which the site does, it's good to have the grade and the ages, just so people can compare, where they should be at, which I'll get to later. But on this Reading A to Z website, they have the Reading A to Z level, the grades, the ages. Then they have the Lexile, which is very popular. A lot, well, not a lot of people like use it, but I hear it being thrown around a lot. It's very popular for lots of students in like second, third grade, maybe even into fourth grade to take the Lexile test, just to make sure that students are on point of where they are for reading. We also have the Accelerated Reader, ATOS. I've never heard of this one, and I wasn't able to find much about this online. But again, I can leave some more information in the description of this video below. The DRA. Okay, I have something about this. The DRAs is the Developmental Reading Assessment, which is a standardized reading test. Let's see. Okay, so this one is the one that's given to all students grades 1 through 3 during a testing window in September and again in May. So again, very similar to the Lexile number in that way. Also on this chart, we have Fountas and Pinnell, which when I went on their site, it wasn't giving me a lot of like how they test for it. I'm just looking now, but it's not giving me anything right off the bat on when they do it, when they use it, when all of that is tested for. Again, on this chart, we have reading recovery and then PM readers. PM readers, that is, the PM stands for Price Milbourne, which is like a publishing company. A lot of these are from publishing companies. So that chart covers everything that I just stated. I also found one on Scholastic that compared Scholastic, DRA, and Lexile, which is also really helpful because then I could bring it back to the reading A to Z chart and do it that way. But looking at this, it's like every single one has a different method. Like reading A to Z starts with AA. Lexile, and that's in kindergarten. Like in kindergarten, the reading A to Z level is AA. The Lexile is BR70L to 10L. The accelerated reader is 0 to 0.9. The DRA is A1, A-1. Fountas and Pinnell is A. Reading recovering is 1. And PM readers is starters 1. So you can kind of see how, like, it starts fairly similar, but once you get to, let's see, grade 1, for example. Grade 1, the first one that I'm seeing is reading A to Z is D. Grade 1, ages 4 to 7. Lexile is 160L to 310L. Accelerated reader is 1 to 2.4. DRE is 8. Fountas and Pinnell is E. Reading recovery is 7 to 8. And PM readers is 7 to 8 yellow. So I feel, again, I'm not a teacher. My mom's a teacher, but she's a teacher in a private school. So this kind of works a little differently there. But it must be really confusing to teachers to figure out which ones to use at their school. Are they going to use more than one? And if so, are like which ones? Which one if they're using one, and which ones if they're using multiple, and how to convey the importance of this to students. Now, my next thing is this important? And like, how important is this? Now, I think for teachers, it's somewhat important to use because then they can see who needs more help. They can make plans on how to help them. Say someone is in first grade and like third grade, but has like a first grade reading level in whichever system they're using. The teacher then can say, okay, well, how can I help them and all of that. What my problem is sometimes is having students know them. Now, sometimes it's fine. Some people will say, yeah, have the students know their own reading levels and they can look for books and all that. But at the same time, I think it's somewhat detrimental to students who are below reading level and below reading level so much that they're embarrassed by it. That's my thing. It's like I feel bad for the students who know it and are lower and are embarrassed. They're like, oh, I don't want to share this with anyone. Why did you share it with me? Yada, yada, yada. So I think it's important for teachers to realize where their students are at and know how to help them and say, and like sometimes, it's nice to, if you can, in your own classroom or your own school library or wherever, organize it according to like your own thing. Like, don't attach it to a certain um, reading chart or anything like that. Just because then students don't have to look at this. I don't know if this makes any sense whatsoever to people. I hope it does. But I'll leave some of the information below on kind of everything I've just talked about. I'll leave different links to different websites for all of that. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for listening to me rant about reading levels. I just feel like it's really important to talk about reading levels. It's always important to make sure that you're at least on track. And uh, parents, please let your kids know that whatever reading level they're at, it's okay. Because you can always do better no matter what reading level you're at, so you can always learn something more. So if you have any comments on this video, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get a conversation started there of what you guys think is good for reading levels, who knows them, all of that good fun stuff. That is all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys later. Bye.